Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again to make America great again. And the way we do this is by showing America how full of crap atheism really is. You know, atheists believe in some crazy things. You know what they don't like what I say when I start off the video? I talk about a challenge, a riddle, a question to people that watch the video. And here's the question I have for you. If I said that this motorcycle just came together over billions of years due to a random explosion that happened in the universe for no reason whatsoever, would you believe that, or would you say the person that claims that is mentally ill? You would say the person that claims that is mentally ill, because the motorcycle is a complex piece of machinery. Notice all the parts have to work together. It would be irrational to think that something that is complex and so designed as this is the product of luck. It would be more rational to believe that this motorcycle is the product of intelligent design. Now, what if I told you there's something far more complex than this motorcycle, and it is you, the viewer of this video? Your respiratory system, your brain, your eyes, your inner skeleton, your lungs, the way that your body is designed to heal itself when you're injured and to scab and all these things. You know, your body is more complex than this motorcycle. So it would be doubly foolish and doubly mentally ill to say that the human body is the product of luck or chance. No, rational people know that the human body is a product of intelligent design. So we're going to be going through some stupid things that atheists believe. Here's the list. In my formerly Bible reading, page turning fingers, we're going to talk about how atheists say that they're pro-science, yet the things that they believe are anti-science. We'll talk about that. They're not a friend of science. We're going to talk about, and we're going to talk about this while I tie my shoe here. We're going to talk to you about how atheists can never claim that God doesn't exist. I'll explain that to you. They never can claim that. And we're going to show this to you scientifically. We're going to talk about how atheists are guilty of luck of the gaps. They sure use luck a lot. They can't explain away God. They can't explain away intelligent design. So they say luck did it. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about how atheists actually say they have no free will. In other words, they're like zombies. That's what atheists say. We're going to also talk about how and why do atheists promote the sin of homosexuality. They love it. One time, just to get their attention, I started the video with the Village People's song, "In the Navy." I'm just kidding. But let's get started. Oh, before we do, listen to this. We are on a motorcycle that is one of the, most powerful motorcycles that Kawasaki makes, with a 1043 motor. Not as intelligently designed as you, the viewer, but a 1043cc fuel injected, liquid cooled, actually got a little radiator and stuff, with the Akrapovic exhaust. Listen to this. See if I can get close. Is that not epic? So let's get on the motorcycle as a product of intelligent design, and let's go take you out to the twisties. This should be fun. And we're going to talk about how atheism is against science. Do you know that, let's see if this guy hits me. No. Years ago, years and years ago, around the Darwin area in the horse and buggy days of Charlie Darwin. Darwin rode a horse and buggy to work. Should we believe in
the horse and buggy mentality of Darwin. But you know, years and years ago, the Christian scientists were claiming that the universe began to exist. Yet the secular scientists incorrectly were claiming that the universe never began to exist. It's like eternal, like God. Excuse me, it's very hot.
California. And so, as science, as humans caught up to the truth of science, the Bible validated science. Notice how I'm saying that.
The Bible validated the scientific finding that the universe did indeed have a beginning. In fact, every scientist, it is in the mainstream of belief that all scientists believe that the universe indeed had a beginning. Here we go. You want to see the acceleration? Check this out. Ready, go. All right, so we're already basically, let's get to 60 there. Wasn't really even getting on it that much. So, science is definitely against atheism. Now, all modern science proves that the universe had a beginning, and atheists are terrified about this because it shows that either nothing did it or God did it. Now, atheists hate God so much they're willing to embarrass themselves, and they're now claiming that nothing created the universe. This is just stupid. Remember that song, I believe it was from the 70s, and it was, nothing from nothing is nothing, you gotta have something. Here's how we take corners, folks. You're gonna go outside, and as soon as you get that corner turning, you're gonna move on the inside. So, Christianity, put a mark next to Christianity. Christianity wins. The atheists were proven wrong, and now everyone agrees that the universe had a beginning. And people that disagree with that are more akin to the flat earthers that just deny science. Another thing we know about science is that DNA is a language. The only place you get complex language is from a mind. But the atheists want to say luck did it. So DNA is, if you're watching a debate, you're going to notice that DNA falls on the side of intelligent design. It doesn't fall on the side of luck. Put a mark, what is this crow doing? Put a mark on the side of Christianity. What about the complexity of the cell? You know, in Charlie Darwin's day, he actually thought the cell, the people at that time thought the cell was just like a glob of goo, if you will. Here comes the corners. We're going to attack them. I'm going to show you some stuff, how we attack these corners. And we're going to tighten this camera here. But now we know the cell is extremely complex in design. Put another check mark on the side of Christianity. We know also that what the heck, dude? I'm going over the speed limit. Slightly. Okay, look, it says 60. What's the speed limit here? Anyways, may the Lord bless him and watch over him. We're going to bless our enemies. Now, this guy's putting a flashing light on, so maybe there's a cop up here. I don't know. It says 50 is the speed limit. What is the guy's hurry? Anyways, he might know me, he might be an atheist, and I'm doing my atheist mocking video. So, DNA is on the side of Christianity, check mark. The complexity of the cell is on the side of Christianity. All these things beg of an intelligent designer. If I got the pieces to this motorcycle and we put them in a box and we just blew it up, how many times do you think we're going to have to explode it till it comes together? It's never going to come together. But atheists have a theory that if you put a monkey in front of a typewriter, that it can type out like the whole play of Romeo and Juliet. By the way, pulling back on the right, this is called counter steering. Watch this. We're going to pull back on the left handlebar now. And see how we lean like that? You basically move the handlebars in the opposite direction. Pulling back strong right here on the right. Definitely leaning to the left. So science, you know, Lawrence Krauss, by the way, who's a nut job atheist. You're going to see the video below here where Ray Comfort defeats Lawrence Krauss in a little mini debate, and he gets out a book and puts it in front of Lawrence Krauss and says, do you believe that all these letters just wrote themselves? And Lawrence Krauss is like, look, I know where you're going with this. Lawrence Krauss is saying nothing created everything. Cuckoo, cuckoo. But atheists hate God so much, rather than admitting that God exists, they have to say the unscientific fairy tale that nothing created the universe. So science is not on the side of atheists. All we see, let's put this magnet down here. All we see is change within limits. We don't see these millions upon millions of transitional fossils. If you really think about it mathematically, if everything was transitioning into another species, we'd be doing backstrokes in transitional fossils. Strongly suggest you go to creation.com to see what I'm talking about. So let's see what the next thing is on our list. By the way, the website at ShockofGod's.com has been updated. Okay, we're going to talk about how atheists can never claim that God doesn't exist. We're going to destroy this argument literally in less than 2 minutes. We know less than 1% of what is even in the universe. Less than 1%. How can an atheist say that they've looked everywhere for God's domain and they can't find him? So right there, check mark Christianity. You can't claim that God doesn't exist because you don't have knowledge. You don't have all knowledge that God doesn't exist. You can't claim it. Now, whenever we go into debate with these sweet, cuddly, huggable atheists, they never have arguments against God. Do you know recently we defeated godless engineer Matt Dillahunty, cosmic skeptic, Thunderfoot, the amazingly hellbound atheist, by challenging them to answer this question, and they cowered to the challenge. The question is, answer this question. What proof and evidence can you provide that would finally at last prove that atheism is accurate and correct? Why does 95% of the world reject atheism? Wouldn't you agree that the burden of proof is on atheists, since the majority of the world already admits God exists? Why would I have to convince the convinced? They're already convinced. All I gotta do is bring them to Jesus Christ. They might have a different opinion on the nature of God. All I got to do is bring them to Jesus Christ. 95% of the world is rational, admitting that God exists. But the atheists have to convince the 95%. Now they'll say it's not our job to convince. Well, you guys are doing a great job at not doing that. So we just destroyed the atheist argument. They cannot claim that God doesn't exist when they don't even know what's in 1% of the entire universe. And I'm not even talking about the spiritual realm. Okay, you got to be careful here. What are they doing here? Okay, so let's go to the next stupid thing that atheists say. Oh yeah, why don't atheists go to the liquor store and buy every lottery ticket there is? If you're an atheist watching this and you're not out buying lottery tickets, spending everything you got on lottery tickets, then you're a hypocrite, because you guys believe, my atheist friends, that luck did it. They believe that luck created the universe. They believe that luck, just by luck and chance, balanced out all the teleological constants. Just by luck, we're here. Just by luck, their dog Poochie Woochie shot out of the I tell you that story. Go to a party. You know how sometimes you're going to a barbecue, like in a park, and you could bring your pets and stuff, and there's an atheist there with the dog. And so I said, can I ask you a question? You're an atheist? And, yeah. As drool is coming out of their mouth. Yeah. And I said, you really believe there was an explosion that was caused by nothing, because that's what your Messiah Lawrence Krauss is saying, nothing did it, and you believe that this explosion, there's no reason for it either, it just happened, and over billions of years, your dog here, Poochie Woochie, that's not their dog's name, but your dog here is a result of that explosion that happened, that was caused by nothing and happened for no reason whatsoever. Don't you understand how crazy that makes you sound? And everyone started laughing at the atheist, and I actually felt sorry for him as he lowered his head. Wah, wah. But hey, there's a reason why atheists are the least trusted group in my beloved America. If you believe that luck does everything, you're not going to be respected. Atheists are guilty of luck of the gaps. Why aren't you atheists buying lottery tickets? I mean, luck does everything. Luck created DNA. Go buy a lottery ticket then. Luck created the complexity of the cell. Go buy some lottery tickets. Luck created our bodies. There was no guidance, they say. It just luck did it. Go buy lottery tickets. If you're an atheist and you're not getting every dollar, every penny that you saved up buying lottery tickets, even you don't believe in the crap that you're peddling. So, anyways, it's just madness. Let's go to the next thing. Atheism is madness. Do you know, if you look for a video on YouTube, you've got to look for this if you want to laugh. It's called Proof Atheism is Madness. And I'm challenging atheists, the top atheist on YouTube and around the world, to answer one simple question: what proof and evidence can you provide that would finally at last prove that atheism is accurate and correct? Yeah, he's got a good idea about standing up on these tracks. And you know, none of the atheists have been able to answer that. The amazingly hellbound atheist, cosmic skeptic, godless engineer, Aaron Roth, the Thunderfoot, Matt Dillahunty, Richard Dawkins, Sam Harris, Christopher Hitchens before he, went to hell. I'm not happy that Hitchens is in hell, but don't shoot the messenger. If you're angry about hell, talk to Jesus. Jesus warned of hell more than any other person in Scripture. All right, let's take this corner here, and then let's see what the next thing is. That was fun. You're about to see the slowest corner ever in world history. I'm going to show you. So atheists are guilty of luck of the gaps. They believe luck does everything. Downshifting. It's not good to brake going around the corner because you can lose traction. So you want to do your braking before the corner. For example, this corner coming up here is, what was the next one? Oh yeah, atheists have no free will. Do you know Cosmic Skeptic says he has no free will? The chemicals in his brain, we want the best for Cosmic Skeptic, don't get me wrong. But I feel sorry that the guy is so deluded and crazy that he believes he has no free will. And he also believes that you, the viewer of this video, have no free will. It was the chemical reactions in your brain that caused you to watch this video. Now I'm going to show you something. It is my free will to turn right. But atheists believe there is no free will. You're just the direct result of chemical reactions. So I'm going to show you why then you cannot trust atheists, and this is why atheists are the least trusted group in the world in my America. Speed up here, this guy is flying. If atheists believe that they're just the product of chemical reactions and they have no free will, how is that rational? Atheists therefore cannot be rational because the In-N-Out hamburger that they ate could affect the chemical reactions in their brain. They might be thinking they're thinking rational, but it's just a undigested piece of meat that's causing the chemical reactions to react that way. Atheists actually, it's so stupid. I mean, if you're an atheist, have you no dignity? Have you no self-respect that you say you have no free will? I'm going to prove to you I have free will. I'm going to go to the right of the lane. Look at, I'm in the right of the lane. Now I'm going to choose to go to the left of the lane. No, I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to brake. See how I could change my mind on the fly? So atheists would have you believe that it is not my free will to put the brakes on. Oh my gosh, atheists are so stupid. Why can't God heal atheist stupidity? You know why? Because they have free will. I've been saying this. Now, why do atheists have to say there is no free will? I'm going to tell you why. Because if you have choice, this is something that is not material. This is your mind. Your mind and your brain are not the same thing. Look below here for my debate. Listen, very humbly speaking, as I bow my head to the ground, when I defeated Steve Shives, and I'm not saying I defeated Steve Shives, he admitted that I defeated him. Even the atheists that hate my guts admitted that I defeated Steve Shives in debate. So Steve Shives was saying, no, we don't have free will. We don't have a mind. And I was trying to get it through his head. I like Steve Shives. He's a good guy, okay? But I was trying to get it through his head. I'm like, Steve, for God's sake, have some self-dignity. I said, when you are happy, your brain's not like happy. You are happy. When you're sad, your brain is not sad. You are sad. Steve, have some self-dignity and respect. But atheists believe that there is no such thing as free will. This is what they believe. Guys, this is madness in its purest form. And if atheists believe they have no free will, then they're actually zombies. You know how sometimes they'll make fun of Jesus Christ and they'll say that he's a zombie, when Jesus actually is a real, live person. A real live person. When he resurrected in a glorified body. Hold on, there's a spider in here.
I'm going to use my free will to...
I think it's gone. I used my free will to get rid of the spider. Now, if you hear me going, ow, that means there's 2 spiders in here. But the fact that atheists say they don't have free will, they're like zombies. Absolute zombies. Now, let's get to the most controversial thing that atheists do. You know, atheists promote the sin of homosexuality, and I don't understand why they would do that. I thought they're into science. Don't the atheists know that the anus is used for defecation and not penetration? I mean, have you guys ever, I don't want to have to talk about the birds and the bees with the atheists, they don't understand this, but have you guys ever, you know, plugged a socket, you know, a plug into the outlet? You know how you have the male and the female? Have you guys ever done that? Oh, here's the freeway. Let's go this way. We're going to get you some freeway riding. So they'll say that homosexuality is natural. And I said, well, arsenic is natural, but it kills.
But what I'm saying is it's not a natural way to create life. It leads to death. So we're going to talk about that. And the atheists are always promoting the LBGT community. Now, I added an M to the LBGTQ community. Gosh, give me a chance to get across. The reason why I added an M is for the midgets. I do think the midgets
need respect. So I don't call it the LBGTQ community anymore. I call it LBGTQM. Because someone's got to speak for these midgets. And did I tell you guys one time I was riding the motorcycle and they actually have Antifa out here in California, and they have different groups, and there was a midget group. And usually it's down by the Civic Center or the City Hall, and they were all out there with brochures, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I'm a nice guy. So I go up to these midgets, and I probably didn't say the right thing, okay, so forgive me. I said, what are you midgets doing? And the one midget, like, had a conniption. I mean, the short person. He goes, hey, listen, what's your name? I go, you can call me Shock. He goes, listen, we don't like being called midgets. And he gave me a pamphlet, and he said, you know what that's like, Shock? That's like if you're calling someone the N-word. And I said, listen, I would never do that. A lot of my friends are black. I would never call someone the N-word and stuff. And he's like, you just don't get it. He goes, it's literally like calling us the N-word. He was one upset midget. So I looked at him, and I looked at the pamphlet, and I looked at the pamphlet, and I looked at him, and I said, midget, please, midget, please. So he taught me respect for midgets. So I'm trying to find how to get on the freeway here. I'm trying to use my free will to go to the freeway. So I'm now adding LBGTQM to the list because I do think that midgets need respect. We'll go this way. So I'm going to prove to you that if homosexuality was carried to its natural course, there would be no life on this planet. So let me give you an example. We're going to use simple mathematics. I want you to imagine that let's go right here. I want you to imagine that we have a deserted island. Should we go to LA? We have a deserted island, and we drop off 200 women on this island. All of them very devout lesbians. And you and I are part of the scientific team, so we head up a team and we said, we're going to go back. We get a team to go back in 300 years, and on this island, we drop off enough food to keep them alive for 600 years. But we go back on the island, like, 200 years later, and there's nothing there. Everything's bones. Why? Because the lesbians, they couldn't produce life. That's what's sad about it. They could not produce life. Everything just died. So you say, well, Shock, I got a good idea. Let's see if this experiment works, as we did prove that lesbians, it's unnatural because you cannot produce life. Let's see if we can get 100 men and put them on the island. So like we get Richard Simmons, we get Ricky Martin, we get Godless Engineer, Cosmic Skeptic, Matt Dillahunty, Thunderfoot, Sam Harris. We put them all on this island, and we say, you know what, you guys, we're going to go back. We're going to come back here in a couple hundred years, and we're getting on the chopper to leave, and Matt Dillahunty's grabbing onto your ankle, and he's saying, please don't leave me here with Sam Harris. I don't know why he doesn't like Sam Harris, but he's like, please don't leave me here with Sam Harris. He's the Ben Stiller of this island. And we're like, Matt, just relax. And you turn to Matt and you say, Matt, you're probably going to get it in the end. And we're leaving, and I look at you, I go, what the hell was that all about? Why did you say that? And you go, just roll with it, Shock. And I said, well, you didn't say anything to the lesbians when we left them. And you said, yeah, I did. I go, what'd you say? You said, I told them they're going to get it lickety-split. They're going to go to hell lickety-split. And I go, that wasn't nice. So anyways, we go back to the island, and Matt Dillahunty's the only one alive. He has eaten the other people. No, I'm kidding. We go back on the island, 200 years, and everyone's dead because Matt Dillahunty, Cosmic Skeptic, Godless Engineer, Sam Harris, all these guys, they can't produce life. You can't produce life. I mean, this is common sense. This is science. I mean, come on. How could people not get that? So anyways, this has been at least 5 stupid things that atheists say and believe. I'm going to say another thing. Why do atheists always bash God but never Satan? Have you ever noticed that? I've noticed here on YouTube, there's hundreds upon thousands of videos of atheists bashing God. Godless Engineer bashes God all the time. Never once does he bash Satan. If you're listening to this, could you guys start bashing Satan, because it makes you look a little bit biased. Matt Dillahunty always bashes God, never bashes Satan. Matt, if you're listening to this, you may want to bash Satan a little bit. It's making you look like, you're one-sided. It's kind of looking that way. You don't want to look like you're playing, favorites. I mean, that would not be good. Cosmic Skeptic's always bashing God. Cosmic Skeptic, let me say in my best British voice, I think it would behoove you to start bashing Satan, because people are going to get a little bit suspicious that you're on Satan's side. And then have you guys seen, I'm going to wrap up the video right now, but have you seen Aaron Ra? He's always calling God a magic man in the sky, yet Aaron Ra dresses up like a wizard. Like, from Lord of the Rings or something. What's up with that? And besides, why would you listen to anything Aaron Ra says when he doesn't even know what type of hair conditioner to use? No. Ladies and gentlemen, atheism is madness. Thanks for watching. Oh, and one more little thing. None of those atheists I've mentioned have been able to defeat the Shock of God challenge. You know the challenge, folks. No atheist can answer it. It puts the fear of God into them. What proof and evidence can you, as a sweet, cuddly atheist, bless your sweet little primate heart, what proof and evidence can you, a atheist that is just here by sheer luck, the universe exploded and spit you out? The atheists are like the poop shooting out of the universe's rectum. Just by luck, they're just pooped out. What can you, sweet, cuddly, huggable atheist, what can you offer us, the rational world, that would finally at last prove that atheism is accurate and correct? I would like to know, what proof and evidence is there? Let's go towards the beach area, south. What proof and evidence is there that would finally at last prove that atheism, oh shoot, I gotta get over there, is accurate and correct? You know, I did that by free will. Did you notice? I used free will. You know, I want to tell you guys something, not to digress a bit. Nice El Camino. But, when it's very, very windy in California and you're going up these on-ramps, it's pretty exhilarating because you're like trying to hold the handlebars. That's nice, huh? Very good condition. So God bless you. This is Shock. You know, if you guys enjoy this video, what I'm trying to do, can you help me make America great again? What I'm trying to do is to find an atheist with just somewhat of a spine, where they would finally have enough courage to answer the Shock of God challenge. And you know it's hard. These atheists have the spine of their God, the spaghetti monster. I would like to find out just one atheist that is willing to answer the Shock of God challenge. What proof and evidence can you provide as a sweet, cuddly, huggable atheist that would finally prove that atheism is accurate and correct? Since well over 95% of the world rejects atheism, don't you think it would be good for maybe to give it a try to convince people to believe that atheism is true? Thanks, guys. Click share below this video, and don't forget we got lots of free stuff for you, free games, free software at www.shockonow.com. Now, it's not shotgun now, like a shotgun. It's ShockAwenow.com. Four wheels moves the body, but I'm telling you, two moves the soul. Beautiful day in California.